Good evening. Every time I go skydiving, I remember the kind of relationship that I have built, not only with myself and the sport that I love, but this relationship that I've developed with all my comrades, with all my fellow jumpers. It is an incredible time where I can go and I can be myself, enjoy myself, and have the most incredible time just being in the now, feeling myself in this incredible place and an incredible time. I just came back from jumping, and my name is Omar Alhegelan, and I'm broadcasting live from France and beautiful Antibes. And tonight's LTL talk is about relationships. So I will break it down into about 3 different types of relationships. There are many, many more, obviously, to talk about, but I will mainly focus on 3, which is relationship with the self, relationship with your spouse, and relationship with your child, since we always try to take the parenting perspective. As you can see, I have unfortunate news that my co-host, Dunya, will not be with us tonight. Unfortunately, she's tired from jet lag and flying from Dubai to France, and she will not be able to join us. So unfortunately, you're going to have to make do with just me. So talking about the self, relationship with the self, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that you have to be able to love yourself, understand yourself, be with yourself before you can open and have any meaningful relationships with anyone else. It is key and crucially important that you understand how to love yourself and understand yourself, plain and simple, before you can move on. It's a little bit like on airplanes when they tell you about the oxygen mask. They say, well, put on your oxygen mask before you take care of your child. Well, guess what? When it comes to relationships, exactly the same thing can be said. Why? Because if you haven't taken care of yourself, if you haven't been able to put yourself in that proper place and time, then you're not going to be able to help anyone else. So make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you take care of number 1. Make sure you understand yourself before you open this door and try to invite other people in. I know you've heard our other speakers talk about this, but it's crucially important to understand this very simple fact. I have a friend of mine who's going through a terrible divorce right now. And what he hasn't been able to understand is, and the reason why it's so terrible and it's so hard emotionally on him, is that he is so focused on how much he needs her. And he never realized, he never even understood or knew the term codependency. He is so codependent on her to have his happiness because he never really worked at being happy himself before he got into that relationship. So please, guys, girls, everyone out there, LTL Nation, make sure to understand, make sure to love yourself, make sure to comprehend exactly everything that you are before you start bringing on someone else. The second, your spouse, your companion. Well, it is so important before you have a child to make sure that you and your spouse live the most you can. What do I mean by that? Have the most incredible life. Have the passion. Have the travels. Have the music. Have the partying. Have the dinners. Have everything. Try to do everything under the moon as one, as a team, as a joint group that feels each other and loves each other and nurtures each other and cares each other. Not a codependency, but a nurturing, caring love of both people. Once you have this love, then you will be able to move on to the next and have children and be able to spend time with them. A couple tricks about building and trying to have a better relationship with your spouse or your partner, I would say, is the following. Remember a couple of quick things. Number 1, if you or your partner are brick, what do I mean by brick? If you're stubborn, if you're being harsh and you're just in one of those moods, you're not going to give at all, guess what? The other person has to be cotton, because cotton against brick works. It's soft and it bounces against each other. It doesn't matter if one is hard as a brick. If the other one is cotton, it's going to be perfect. If both are cotton, it's ideal. But when both are brick, when both are stubborn, guess what? it chips away. It chips away the relationship. It chips away the self. It chips away you. It chips away everything that you're trying to build. So in order to be able to have that better relation, make sure you be cotton while the other one is brick and vice versa. And this will help you have a much better relationship. The other thing is when you're in an argument, and this is really important, guys and girls, make sure that you take the ego out of it. I love that sentence. Just take the ego out of it. A lot of times we do things and we don't even realize that the only reason why we're so stubbornly pushing against and trying to fight and make our point understood is that we've got that ego, that ever so strong, powerful ego sitting on one shoulder telling us, oh, don't let him get the best of you. Make sure that you go ahead and do that, and so on and so forth. Well, guess what? Take the ego out of it, and a lot of times you'll realize that it's that simple just to say, okay, it's not that bad. You know, like my brother always says, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? The choice is completely up to yours. And third and lastly, we talk about the child. Okay, as parents, you have your child. Give all your love with your child. Try to spend as much time as possible with your child. A lot of people disagree with me on this. Smother them with your love. It's okay, because the more you give them, the better it's going to be. Obviously, there's limits to everything in life, but honestly, this is one of those things where I firmly believe that you can't give enough love. So love them as much as possible. Share everything with them. When you talk to them, get to their level, eye to eye. Don't dumb down your conversations, but build that relationship by doing things together. Get involved in what they enjoy and let them get involved in what you enjoy. And in so doing, build that rapport, build that love, and build that relationship. So in conclusion, love everyone unconditionally. Love yourself unconditionally, love your partner unconditionally, and love your child unconditionally. You just can't go wrong with that. Make sure you start with yourself, build that foundation, and then go to your spouse and go to your child. If you have any questions or comment, please write to us at ltl.www.lifetalkslive.com or on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Life Talks Live. Please tune in tomorrow night. Faisal Zinedine is going to be talking about courage, and we can't wait to hear him. I'm so excited about that. And last but not least, before I leave you, please remember, and I invite you all, very big invitation, to come and join us for our seminar on April 8th called Metamorphosis. The 7 coaches of Life Talks Live are going to be there, and we invite you all, LTL Nation, to come and join us at the Rove Hotel in Dubai, April 8th. It's going to be an all-day affair, and it's really an event not to miss. I close, as I always do, with love, peace, and respect. Salam, shalom, namaste. Thank you for watching and have a great night.